I thirst. Now, thirsting can either be physical or spiritual. And it's logical that Jesus, being on the cross or having been on the cross for a number of hours at this time, it's logical that he would be thirsty, that his physical body would be thirsty. However, spiritually, this is not what Jesus was referring to. There are, as some of us know, the outer and exoteric meanings as well as inner and esoteric meanings. And Jesus may have been thinking about the 143rd Psalm, which says, "My soul thirsteth after thee, as a weary land. Make haste to answer me, O Jehovah." And several times during Jesus' ministry, he used the word thirst in a spiritual sense. He told us, he said, "Blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall see God." And when speaking to the Samaritan woman at the well, Jesus said what to her? He said, "Everyone that drinketh of this water shall thirst again. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst." Perhaps this fifth saying, this fifth word of Jesus from the cross, perhaps Jesus is telling us to cross out and get rid of the erroneous thoughts, the erroneous idea that that material things can satisfy our spiritual longings and thirstings. Man is a spiritual being living in a spiritual universe that is governed by spiritual laws. The only things that can satisfy, that can truly satisfy man, us, is spiritual things. We should strive to hunger and thirst after righteousness. By expressing the physical suffering of humanity and rising above it, Jesus released mankind from bodily pain. Even as our body cries, "I thirst," there is within us now the realization that we may taste of the living water and be revived. We may taste of the living water from that fountain that is within us, the Christ that is within us. And we will be able to overcome. We will be able to achieve and demonstrate and manifest. We will be able to see right before our eyes our relationships being harmonized and improved. We will be able to see through our thirsting, through our striving to receive more, through our striving to understand more, through our striving to see and to learn more and more of the truth. We will be able to manifest the good that we desire and the good that God has in store for us. But first, we must seek. What did Jesus say? He said, "Seek, and ye shall find. Ask, and ye shall receive. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." So it is for us to first seek. It is for us to first desire to have more and more of a spiritual understanding. This past Wednesday in our prayer group, we spoke about the significance, the metaphysical meaning behind Jesus washing of his disciples' feet. And what we said was that that act symbolizes the cleansing of man's consciousness, because the feet, metaphysically, represent an understanding. So the washing of the feet represented a cleansing of our understanding, our faculty of understanding, so that we could see and perceive the truth clearly. Our goal should be to strive to have a clear spiritual understanding. Our goal should be to strive to abide in the consciousness of our oneness with God. We should boldly declare that we thirst after righteousness and truth. From our bulletin, I thirst.
I drink of the living water of the Spirit, and every need of my body is fulfilled.
The sixth word. It is finished. Now, there are a couple of ways of looking at this. On the outer, it can be seen and perceived as if, well, Jesus' ministry is finished. It's over. It's done with. It's ended. Or we can look at it another way, where we look at what happened after the crucifixion. We realize that Jesus' ministry had not ended. We realize that he had not stopped teaching us. The term or the expression, it is finished, actually represents a cry of triumph. Jesus' ministry had not failed. He said to us earlier, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. This would indicate to us that the crossing out of all thoughts of inadequacy or failure needs to be paramount in our life and affairs. There are times when we are like John, wavering John the Baptist, who asked early in Jesus' ministry, before Jesus' ministry really got started, he asked Jesus, he said, art thou he that cometh, or should we look for another? John wasn't privileged to see what happened in Jesus' lifetime and through his ministry, but he was asking the question. When Jesus says it is finished, that was one of his final words. He was saying that his ministry was complete. His ministry had been fulfilled. In a sense, he had taught us all that we needed to know. He had provided us with all of the inspiration, all the revelations that we needed. And that from here on, we could do the things that he said we could do. We could do things that he had done and greater things than those. Jesus taught the world, he taught us about a new truth and a new way of thinking and a new way of living and a new experience that was possible for us. He taught us the truth about God and the truth about ourselves, and that truth is that we are not merely physical, material beings. He taught us what the Apostle Paul referred to as